Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode. I am your hostess, Tanya Evans, and I am so excited. Just got back from Panama City, Panama, and listen, everything I did on my trip was a write off from the Miami trip driving down and the flight, the mileage to Raleigh, and my flight from Raleigh to Miami to Panama. And guess what? We're going to talk about today why you're paying way too much and to stop getting overtaxed. So if you are tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you are tuning in from tonight, I want to welcome you first off and thank you so much for chiming in. Go ahead and put inside the chat where you're chiming in from. I'm actually back in Fayetteville, North Kakalaki, but I'm telling you, I just got finished enjoying my 77th trip, my 77th business trip with this amazing company that we're always talking about. And who better to help me talk about it? None other than my pastor, my brother from another mother, three-star director, Pastor Mel Keys out of San Antonio, Texas. Are you there, sir? Come on
I
into the
am,
room.
I
Blessings with your
am.
presence.
Girl, you're looking
How
good.
you
You're
doing today,
wearing
good
that
sir?
thing. You're wearing the brim now. I like
I got
that. Pat
Panama
Jacqueline is
City.
in the house.
Man, I love this hat. I don't even do hats past the mail, but I am just
Doing that one.
adoring and just doing this
You're
Panama
doing
hat.
that one.
And it's all because
Absolutely.
of this amazing company.
I know you're right about it. We want to say good evening to Carol Caspar and Kevin Watkins are in the building. Listen, y'all, we just gonna do what it is that we are called to do. We're trying to not get something from you, but get something to you. It's gonna be some value. And really, we don't have to do a whole lot of talking because there's so much content that we have the ability to share, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. It is tax season, y'all, but we're getting taxed in more ways than we realize. And I want to make the record clear tonight that we need to reduce, I'll say greatly reduce, if not even eliminate, some of those ways that we are just getting overtaxed, y'all.
Yes.
Some folk are getting underpaid and overtaxed. Go figure. That's a real bad connection. That requires a breakup. You being underpaid and overtaxed. Mm-mm. We got to do better than
And
that. So tonight,
overworked.
come
And
on here.
overworked.
So you're right. Throw that in there. So we want you to share this far and wide. Get as many people on the stream as you can. Click replay if you're watching the replay. But go ahead and put it out there and help some folk because there's some knowledge and some information, some understanding. My favorite book says, "And all you'll get and get an understanding." Make no mistake about it. You be as spiritual as you want to be, but you better understand some of the stuff about them taxes. You better understand some of the stuff that we're being overtaxed on and what we can do about it. Man, some of that legacy you're supposed to be leaving your children's children. It won't look, it won't get to the children's children. It's not even gonna get to the children. It ain't even getting to you because you're being overtaxed. So we're gonna do what we can. Now we are not.
Amen.
Let me throw this out there at you right quick. Mel Keys has never told anybody that he is a tax professional. Now, I've had a tax professional and I have the same tax professional, certified CPA. I think I've had Maria for probably 16, 17, 18 years. I have to go back a little further. And I'm going to get her on one of our episodes in the very near future. As a matter of fact, I spoke to her today. Yeah, I got to get her on one of these calls. But yeah, I have a CPA, y'all. She don't play. She don't take no shortcuts, and she don't make up no stories. Buy the books. But I can tell you what, thank God that she knows what she's talking about, and she's done it for $1 million companies and so forth and so on. So I think she's been able to do a good job with mine. So the thing of it is, y'all, you got to know what you know. Now this is I'm just going off of what I have a professional handling for me, but I'm going to give you the bare elements. I'm going to give you the fundamentals. I'm going to give you some information that you can work this thing if you work it. So let's go ahead and start talking about how can we eliminate paying too much and stop getting overtaxed because we're paying too much on a lot of stuff and we're being overtaxed. me go ahead and hit you now. I want to kind of, y'all know I'm kind of eclectic like that. I want to talk about the different ways we're getting taxed, especially today, Tanya. I'm going to put, hey, baby girl, there she go. Marcy in the building. I'm going to put up a video right quick. And when I put up what's going on, man? I'm going to put up a video. And when I put up that video, y'all going to understand here's another tax we're paying. Now, you might call it something else. I'll call this one the technology tax, because technology has so drastically changed over the past 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and it's still just scratching the surface of where it's going, y'all. And if you're not keeping up, you're being taxed. You're going to be taxed on the ignorance of not knowing what's going on. There are some folk who had careers. They were making moves in certain spaces. Those moves no longer work. Those moves no longer function. Their pieces have been taken off of the board, if you will, as it relates to the economic playing field. They can't do that anymore to make money. It's not a money maker anymore because of technology. There's a technology tax. Let me share this with you right quick, and I'll be right back. Pay attention.
Well, the robots have arrived, at least in Pasadena, California. That's where the world's first ever fully autonomous AI-powered restaurant has opened, complete with burger flipping bots. We sent CBS's Joy Benedict on a taste test.
Flippy the chef makes Spud spectacular. This automated grill gives the meat its sizzle as this restaurant goes robotic.
For this burger, it will take about 120 seconds.
Cali Express by Flippy is the world's first AI-powered eatery. There's new technology outside the kitchen, too.
A cheeseburger.
Order kiosks use facial recognition to remember you, your favorite food, and how you like to pay. Then watch the robots work. No humans required.
We can't get enough people to come out to work on fryers and grills, and they're dangerous jobs. And this automation helps solve a lot of those issues.
62% of restaurants report being understaffed. Industry experts say most of those unfilled jobs could be done by robots. And in California, where the minimum wage for most fast food workers will soon be $20 an hour, fewer workers equals cost savings. Dan Ives is with Wedbush Securities, a wealth management firm.
Once the minimum wage went to 20, that's the bell going off. More and more focus on spending on AI. Because look, that's inflationary. That's the problem. You can't necessarily pass all that to the consumer.
Flippy can cook 250 pounds of French fries an hour. The burger bot, 100 patties.
These restaurants are very, very busy at peak times, and every second that gets added to somebody waiting in the drive-thru is a lost revenue opportunity for that restaurant.
Is it costing people their jobs?
That's not what we've seen. It's really here to help people.
Humans at Cali Express will put the finishing touches on orders. For customers, the price of the meals are competitive. As for taste,
Is it going to affect the quality and the taste?
I would say yes, in a good way, because now each burger is being cooked precisely the same way every time.
time will tell whether AI takes over kitchens everywhere. That will be up to the public to chew on.
Oh, good.
Joy Benedict, CBS News, Pasadena, California.
Now, here's the thing, baby girl. You know this as much as I do. There was a time, just go to school, get your education, get a good job, and you'd be all right. Things have so drastically changed. And there are some folk that
There is no more.
Whether you got the education or not, it's just not the same. There are a lot of folk with master's degrees and PhDs that are not gainfully employed, not even working in the space to which they got all that student debt that they got to pay back if they didn't get hooked up, So the thing of it is, man, you got to be able to navigate economically in a different way. You got to move in a different way, y'all. You got to rank up in a different way, legally, ethically, come on, morally, all that needs to be in place. But these rules are not the same. The wealthy, y'all, they playing for keeps now. They trying to take everybody pieces. And you got to make sure that they not just going to come in and just run a play on you and just take everything you got because you didn't know what time it was. You can no longer be afford to suffer under the technology tax because it's changing some things. Look, you go through the airports, good God, how many things have changed? Look, you're like, where the people at? No, they got machines for that. They got computers for that. They got automation for that. Going to grocery store.
You know what? Speaking of which, when I was down in Miami, I ordered some food. Instead of a person bringing me my food, a robot came.
It's a sign of what's more to come. So a lot of these students who are coming out now from high school to even college level, it's going to be a rude awakening. Everything is shifted. Everything has changed. It's really going to be a different playing field. You're going to have to know that you got something that adds value that cannot be replaced. And this is where you cannot afford to be taxed by not knowing. You're going to be taxed on your ignorance of thinking that something that, your grandmama did or your granddaddy did, or this is what they did 30 years ago, that it's going to work today. Here's another tax. I'm going to hit you with this one. Now, this is for, now maybe the first one, the technology tax, that might be applicable for folk who are just coming in the game. But there's some taxes that folk going to have to pay who are leaving the game. Let's take a look at this. I call this the retirement tax. Take a look.
Record numbers of Americans are hitting retirement age in 2024. So each facing the anxiety-inducing question, do I have enough saved?
Yeah, that's a good question. Nearly 40% of households face a substandard of living in retirement. And as Jill Schlesinger reports, it's forcing some out of retirement and back to work.
This is certainly not part of Larry Gessick's retirement plan. The 77-year-old electrician by trade leaves at 5:30 a.m. and heads for his part-time job unloading trailers at a local supermarket in St. Petersburg, Florida, for $14.75 an hour. His wife, Joyce, 66, prepares for her workday, making $14 an hour as a full-time legal administrator.
It's not really a retirement.
What is it?
It's working every day.
The Gessicks came out of retirement not because they wanted to, but because they had to, and are among the 11 million Americans, 1 in 5 over 65, who are still working.
It's hard, 77, still busting my butt.
So I call it the work, retire, repeat syndrome.
Labor economist Teresa Ghilarducci says work is the new retirement.
More than half of the people who are retired right now do not have enough money to be retired.
Who's to blame for all of this?
I blame policymakers who experimented with our retirement system 40 years ago, and they are not saying the experiment failed.
That experiment is what we know today as the 401k, named after part of a 1978 law that offered companies an alternative to the traditional pension plan.
The thought was that Americans just need a little bit of financial literacy and they can just save on their own.
But in fact, many of today's older workers were never taught enough about saving and investing for retirement.
I grew up on a farm. Nobody there instructed any of us to put money aside and make your own way later on down the road.
Whether you're past 65 like the Gessicks or almost their ages, there are a few rules of the road to keep in mind. Basically, everyone needs a plan. First, figure out when it's best to claim Social Security. Next, fund an emergency reserve. Still working? Set aside 6 to 12 months worth of living expenses. Already retired? Make it 1 to 2 years worth. And keep that reserve in a safe, easily accessible interest-bearing account.
Like many working Americans, the Gessicks were more doers than savers. They drained their 401ks.
I think to us it felt more like a savings account than to focus on, I need to have this piled up to actually live on.
They have a mortgage, a car loan, and are paying down about $12,000 in other debt. But even with Social Security, some old pension funds, and their paychecks, money is tight.
All these expenses and the debt pay down leaves you with very little money every month, right?
Yes.
How much is that?
$50.
Had the Gessics waited to age 70 to claim Social Security, they would be collecting more.
Can you look at a time where you feel like you can breathe a little more easily, or are you still under stress?
Yeah, it's stressful now, but I think we can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Getting there won't be easy. For Eye in America, Jill Schlesinger in St. Petersburg, Florida.
This is the reality, y'all. Let me go to a few comments here. We got a family coming in. Of course, we got Kevin is in the building. Hello, Lady J. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Missing you and hope to see you soon. Maybe in Vegas, if not Chicago. Shout out. We got my auntie here, y'all. Glad to see you, my dear. Thank you for chiming in. My beautiful sister all the way up north, Donna. We love you. Thank you for chiming in as well. Listen, let's talk about this for just a moment, Tanya, and then I'm going to go to another tax that's so unfortunate. So we've been talking about we're overtaxed. We're paying too much, and we're overtaxed. Talked about that technology tax. You got a lot of folk coming into the game trying to get their feet in the ground, their flag in the soil, and work their way up. And some of the places they're trying to work are closing down. They're decreasing. They used to require 500 people there to work at that place, and now they only require 200 people to work at the place that used to be 500 at the whole plant or the whole warehouse or the whole disc. They used to have, 30 crew leaders. Now they only got 12 crew, these types of things. This is the reality of the times. So if you spend all your energy, effort studying for that, planning for that, hoping for that, and then when you finally get there and the place where you get to ain't even there no more,
just to be replaced by a robot. I remember my stepfather worked at the Ford plant, just $27 an hour, just putting a bolt, and was replaced by a robot that can put 5 times the amount of bolts.
And I bet 5 times.
And don't get tired.
50, yeah, so, absolutely. And then, of course, the couple, all their life, they thought the retirement, and they did. They followed the rules that were good 40 years ago.
And it's still
25 years ago, that would have worked. Maybe 30 years ago, it would have worked. But right here, right now, 2025, what was working then is not going to work. So we got, how you drive it on the road, and if you're paying attention, now sometimes you don't always pay attention, and they've been a few signs like the road is out. The road is out.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, nah, I ain't getting on top. You're just going to keep on. You're going to push it. You're going to go faster. I'm going to keep. Come on now. The road is out. You go up 30 more miles, you're going to find out the road is out. Here it is. You 30 now. 30 more years, you're going to be 60. You 40 now. 30 more years, Lord bless you, you're going to be 70. 50 now. 30 more years, you're going to be 80. That road is out. That road that you thought it was going to be
is no more.
And you're going to have to make some changes. And that 401k, you probably took that hit like everybody else, and all the retirement, the pension, and all that from COVID 5 years ago. Everybody took a hit. If you had a hit to take, everybody mostly starting all over or revamping, rebuilding. So you got to make sure you change your whole game. And that's why you got so many people in their 70s and even in their 80s. God, Lord knows, it hurt my heart. I saw a gentleman, he looked every bit of 80, had to be 80, looked like it. Home Depot, bent over, just serving, doing his best he could to serve the customers. I'm like, something wrong with the system. I know this ain't no volunteer work up in here. I know it ain't.
Right. And a lot of the elderly people are mainly working because they don't have enough to pay for their medication or food or stuff like that. It's not fair.
It's not. It's not. But if we wait for the government, and I don't care what side of the track you on, who you voted for, or even if you didn't vote, let me tell you something. If you wait on the government to fix this situation, man, I don't even know what you smoking. But you might
don't hold your breath.
You might want to put that down. You understand? So here's what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you another video. Here's another tax, y'all, that we are sure enough paying. I don't have to be too convincing, but I just want you to make sure that we're on the same page right here, right now. We're paying the technology tax. We're paying the retirement tax. And Lord knows, every time we eat, You tell me if we're not paying this tax right here. Take a look and we'll be right back.
Every time I go buy groceries, it seems like everything is so much more expensive. So I dug up an old grocery pickup receipt from this time last year. And I went to that same grocery store to see how much that same list of groceries would cost me today. If you're worried about the accuracy of this test, let me put your mind at ease real quick. I took economics in college. I should first say, this is very unlike me. I never used to look at grocery prices. I would just buy whatever I wanted, but all my money's going away so fast. I need to figure out why I feel so poor, even while making a pretty decent income as a designer. So I'm not quite to the old grandma collecting coupons, but I'm getting close. Starting with the item that saw the biggest jump in price, you guessed it, eggs. Last year, 18 eggs cost us $1.59, and today it's $4.89. That's a 207.55% price increase. This is, of course, not because of inflation, but the avian flu recently caused an egg shortage, so the price went up. But still, 207% increase is a lot. But at the same time, I mean, $4.89 for like 4 meals is pretty cheap. Okay, moving on. I was surprised that a lot of stuff actually stayed the same price, like the exact same price, and one item even dropped in price, like by a lot. Oat milk. What's going on? No one like oat milk anymore? Hey, I'm not complaining. More oat milk for me and my protein shakes. For all you oat milk haters out there, no, okay? Almond milk is gross. Regular milk gives me the toots, so here we are. Speaking of dairy, they're saying the biggest price increases are in dairy and meat. These cheese slices went up by 24.5%. A half gallon of chocolate milk went up by 42.33%. And a 32-ounce bag of Mexican-style shredded cheese went up by 14.31%. It's crazy how much prices have gone up in a single year. Well, later in this video, we're going to look at a receipt that I found from before COVID and compare it to today's prices, and it's way worse. It's way worse. In the meat aisle, 1 pound of ground beef went up 37%, from $5.09 to $6.99. Ground turkey went from $4.49 to $5.99, a 33% price increase. Bread saw a pretty big jump in price with a 27% increase. Quaker oats are 33% more expensive, but the most heartbreaking one for me, at a 51% jump in price from last year, is GT's kombucha. They used to be $2.50. Maybe GT Dave actually was the villain all along. So I was trying to figure out how to see the prices from before COVID. Then I realized we used to do a lot of grocery pickup at Walmart. So I searched my wife's email and boom, a receipt from March 2020. Man, March 2020. What a strange time. So we headed to Walmart to hopefully discover why we feel so poor now. Starting with the biggest price increase, yeah, you guessed it. This thing used to cost $3. It's 10 now. That's a 231% price increase. The next biggest jump at a 63% increase is this bag of frozen chicken breasts. It's a 3-pound bag. It went from $5.94 to $9.74. That's wild. Quaker oats went up 54%. This 10-pound bag of potatoes went from $3.49 to $5.97. That's a 51.52% increase. Milk went up 47%. This peanut butter is 43% more. Honey is up 42%. Rice is up 32%. And all of these items also saw a pretty big jump in price since 2020. While we were doing our shopping, we came across the Mr. Beast Feastables display, and it looked terrible. Complete mess. So it took a second to clean it all up. I got your back, Mr. Beast. No worries. So the total back in March of 2020 for this basket of goods, yes, I'm an economist, basket of goods, was $117.01. And today, the same basket of goods would cost you $151.99. That's an increase of a whopping 29.89%. That's a solid chunk of change. If money's feeling tight for you right now, you might enjoy this video where I break down my monthly spending. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
All right, y'all. Listen, I don't want to depress nobody. Dr. Phyllis is in the house. Frederick, hallelujah. God bless you. Good to see you. I don't want to depress nobody. I ain't trying to make you feel all bad. I'm just trying to let you know we are in dire straits if we don't make changes. If we don't make changes, yo, it's going to be ugly. Now, you might say you doing all right. You good. And maybe you are. But what about everybody connected to you? Because if they can't do good like you doing, then that means at some point, some of the folk that you love and care about, it, you know, if you say you love them and care about them, they not going to be doing good, and they going to have to start pulling on you. And guess what? Then you're not going to be doing so good. And the ones, listen, the ones that you don't love like that, they still going to be looking at you sideways. And some of the folk you don't even know like that, listen, they coming to your hood. Because they need some stuff, and they can't find it nowhere else. And they know you got it. What am I saying, y'all? We all connected in this thing one way or another. And there's more than enough for us all to prosper and to do well. Nobody has to be always thinking that the only way to get forward and to get to the top is to climb on top of other folk back. Time out for that. No, we all can win out here. And we're going to share some things with you strategically and systematically that's helping people win. It's changing the whole game for a whole lot of folk. First and foremost, I'm going to go to one more video. Tanya, you want to say something, baby girl, before I put this? I want this woman of God. She speaks so powerfully on it. Some might know her voice and recognize her face. You want to say something right quick?
This is all good. Y'all better be taking notes. This is just some real good stuff that I didn't know prior to coming into this company. So
most of us don't, and this is why we're paying too much, and we got to stop getting overtaxed. Listen to this woman of God.
Okay, some say money talks, but I say money walks away from you quietly and you don't know where it went. It would be nice if a dollar said, I'm about to roll bounce up out of here, and when you come find me, I won't be there. It would be nice if it did talk, but it doesn't. So since money doesn't talk, we've got to figure out how to make it walk right back to us. That's right, walk back. You must learn how to get your money back. If payday is coming up, and your money is funny and your change is strange and it's not coming quick enough and you're always worried about money and you don't have enough and so on and so forth, understand, I have been there and I have done that, and you must learn how to get your money back. What do I mean by that? Well, imagine if you went to the grocery store and you bought $200 worth of groceries, and the grocery store manager called you 2 weeks later after you ate all your food and said, come back and get your money. You would stop, drop, and roll. You wouldn't even watch the rest of this video. I know I wouldn't. I'd be gone right now, okay? Well, guess what? That's what the IRS says. The IRS says if you start a home-based business and you learn how to run your business like a business with the intent of making a profit, then you can get some of your money back that you were already going to spend anyway. That cell phone, when you use it for personal reasons, you don't get your money back. When you use it for business, you do. Those kids, you know, my grandmother had 17 kids, and not 17 kids. She had 17 brothers and sisters, but they were like her kids. And she had to feed them. I have 3 kids. I'm going to tell you something. Feeding children is expensive. And if I had 17 kids, everybody wouldn't eat every day. I'd have a Monday, Wednesday group and a Tuesday, Thursday group. And on your day off, you'd have to fast, pray, or steal. But what I'm saying is this. You're going to spend money on your kids anyway. But the IRS says if you hire your kids to work in your home-based business, you can pay each child now up to $12,500. That $12,500 per child is a tax write-off to you. The money is tax-free to them. So you get the money back. It's tax-free to them. And now they can go and buy the things that you were going to spend money on anyway. See, when you spend money on daycare, you don't get your money back. When you spend money on school clothes, you don't get your money back. When you spend money on the video game or piano lessons or whatever it is, you don't get your money back. But if you hire your kids and pay them a salary, you get that money back, and they can go buy all those things anyway. If you take a vacation, you don't get that money back. But if it's a business trip, then you do get your money back. When you go out to eat, how many people are going out to eat? Everybody's going out to eat. Because we were so tired of being locked up that we just going out even if we don't like the food. Well, guess what? When you eat for personal reasons, you don't get your money back. But if you eat for business reasons, you do. So getting your money straight and learning how to get your money right is hard work, but so is being broke. You could run a Fortune 100 company with all the energy that it takes robbing Peter to pay Paul. So do the work. Learn how to get your money back at AskGlenn.org.
All right, y'all. Listen, we're going to wrap this thing up with 2 more videos. Before we do, let me just testify. I want baby girl to testify right behind me. We are part of, to me, the most powerful, prolific, home-based business platform that I've ever had my hands on, and that I've ever had the privilege to learn from some of the best in the industry doing this thing. Now, I've had a real estate license and done a little bit with that. Insurance license, still have that actually, but don't do anything with it. I had my hands on a few things. I had a car wash business one time we started, so just got the heart of an entrepreneur and all that type of stuff. But my wife did Mary Kay and all that. It's a lot of great stuff out there you can do, y'all. Whether you're doing cosmetics, whether you're doing, investments, whether do you. But man, let me tell you this: nothing has been more simple, more satisfying, more sexy more attractive, more recreational, more refreshing, more rejuvenated than what we got our hands on right here. It's called travel, y'all. Let's just keep it simple. We found a way for you to pay less than you've ever paid for the travel that you're going to take anyway. If you're already traveling, let me tell you something. We're going to show you how to cut that. We're going to show you how to cut those prices down drastically. And for my my travel agents out there, we've been travel agent 13 years strong. In fact, we book all kind of groups, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But the thing of it is, you got to understand this: the prices that we're able to get for ourselves as travel agents, this travel club that we're a part of, it far exceeds that. So we're talking about a way that you can drastically cut your money that you're spending for one of the large ticket items that most families will have to put out in the course of a year. Because if you're going to take a family vacation once a year, twice a year, whatever you're going to do, those are big ticket items. You're putting out thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to do that. We're going to show you how to cut that thing down by 50, 60, 70, even 80%. So you got to make sure that you're cutting back your expenses, number one. You also have to make sure, as you saw this information, that you're reducing your tax liability. And then number three, man, this is going to help somebody. Then you're going to increase your income and create what we call an additional stream of income. So we're going to show you how to win, because you got a lot of stuff that's going against you right now. I mean, we're going up against gravity, y'all, and you got to have some lift, right? We're going to show you how to cut your expenses on one of the large ticket items coming out your household every single year. That is, if you're taking care of business, if you're taking care of your health, if you're taking care of your emotional well-being, you're taking care of your family, relationship, even if it's just you, that means you doing some things, you going some places. We're going to show you how to cut that down, y'all. 50% or more every single year. Even if you're a travel agent, we're going to show you how to even cut that down. Then we're going to show you how to make sure that you're reducing your taxes on all of it. And then we're going to show you how to create an additional stream of income out of all of that. It's a win-win, y'all, all the way around. Before I share these videos with you on last night's Fireside Chat, shout out to Coach D, shout out to Coach Cynthia and the tax professionals who helped us. And we got more coming, so y'all want to stay plugged in, stay connected. Baby girl, I want to turn it over to you. Out of everything that has been shared so far, what stands out for you, why this is so important?
Man, the tax write-offs for having a home-based business. If I would have known that that the tax code was even designed for small business owners in the first place, I would have did something like this when my children were younger. All the Christmas items I used to have to buy. If I would have hired them, I could have paid them. But guess what? God bless the child that has his own, because I have grandchildren now and they always want to help. So it's nothing for me to have them vacuum the home office, and I get to pay them in gift cards, and I get that money right back instead of just outright spending. When we go out to eat, of course, I'm talking to the help to ask them if they want a better life so I can write off my meal. These promotional goodies, the different uniforms that I have to purchase for my business. Hey, I'm a walk-in tax deduction. And because I don't have any small kids, Uncle Sam's not beating me over the head in taxes anymore. I'm getting my money back. It's amazing. And we don't know what we don't know. And like Pastor Mel say all the time, we're not trying to get nothing from you. This right here is some valuable information. This should have been taught in school.
You ain't never lied.
This is how the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. I'm going to share some of the information from one of what we call our fireside chats from last night. They blessed our hearts. And I just want two clips. They're just a couple of minutes each, but it'll change your whole life about this club, because a lot of people, they look at what we're doing in traveling. Maybe you're not even interested in traveling like that. You don't have to be. I'm still telling you how to upgrade your life, how to level up, how to get an inheritance that you can pass on and have something left to pass on to your children's children, because you're paying too much and you're being overtaxed. And they're going to experience the same thing. And if you care about them, you need to set them up for a win, and their win needs to be strategically different from the way you thought you were going to win when you were their age. So let's take a look at this and how this travel club is changing lives all around the globe. I'm going to give you this one first. Let me do this first. I want you to see what we got our hands on and why it's so important now, because we're going to help people to stop being overtaxed. Take a look at this.
For you to understand what I'm about to share with you, you must first understand the size and magnitude of comparable markets. For example, the oil and gas industry pumps 96.4 million barrels of oil every single day. This generates $13 billion per day, $4.7 trillion per year. 10 of the wealthiest people in the world have come from the oil and gas industry. Imagine you owned an oil well that pumped out this liquid gold every day, allowing you and your family to make money every month, whether you worked or not. Unfortunately, most of us missed that opportunity. But what if you could tap into an industry that is currently twice the size as oil? What if that industry was growing at a rate of 50% and predicted to hit $15.5 trillion by 2033, making it 3 times bigger than the oil industry? What if you were aligned with a company bringing a new concept to that industry, allowing consumers to save as much as 60% compared to all the competitors? What if you could get started for virtually nothing, and your initial goal was to simply register people for free on a website where they can buy the product that they are already buying, but at a price that would save them money every time they purchased? Maybe you missed the oil boom, you missed the computer boom, and the internet boom. But that doesn't mean you have to miss the travel boom. Travel is the one thing that most people dream of doing. For most, it's a passion. And we are bringing a new model to this industry. A model that will disrupt the billion-dollar companies that currently monopolize it. A model that will allow people to do the one thing they've always dreamed of doing at a price they never knew was possible. And you can create residual income by partnering with us and sharing our travel savings. So get back with the person who shared this video with you and ask how you can find out more, because the next big thing just knocked on your door.
So real quick, this is what we're a part of: Worldwide Travel Club, operating in more than 60 nations strong, 3 headquarters. I've been to one, the one here in the U.S. in Temecula, California. Not been to the one in Kazakhstan, not been to the one in Madrid, Spain as of yet. Paid out tens of millions of dollars in everyday in commissions to everyday ordinary people. Debt-free company from day one. And I'm telling you, this thing has changed lives, and we're just getting started. Last year, 2024, more than 20,000 individuals caught a clue and said, you know what? I'm all in. First 10 days of the month of January, more than 10,000 people joined us, y'all. We are blowing this thing out the water. I believe the only thing that's missing is you. If you're watching this, someone is sharing this with you, not to get something from you, but to give you value for yourself and your family and everybody connected to you. You're paying way too much in taxes. I'm going to end with this. I want to share the clips from last night. Tanya, I'm going to give them 2 clips, and then I'm going to have you to come and close them out right after that. Let's look at this first one.
Let the things that is around surrounding your home work for you, because guess what? You're going to already pay for it anyway. Already. The lights that's in your house that you're going to have to pay your gas bill before the end of the month, you're going to already pay for it. Get the deduction. The electric, the water, the internet, you're going to pay for it anyway. And so allow opportunities like this to work in your to work in your favor. Allow for you get the additional income, allow for the expenses to come for you, and then you pay the taxes on the rest. But guess what? If you have what's called a loss, guess what? You don't pay any taxes on the money that you've earned. And if it's even more loss, it helps to reduce your taxable income from the job that you already won. So, for whether you're in the infancy stages of your business or you've done this for some time, allow this system to work for you.
So thank you so much, Coach D. Thank you, Pastor Mel, and also my awesome leader, Ambassador Cynthia, for even allowing me to be a part of the panel today. This is my love language. I love taxes. I'm that nerd that loves numbers and loves taxes and loves to talk about it and educate people on that. So being inside of Trevorium, I always tell people membership has its privileges, like Pastor Mel said, but being a partner of Trevorium has taxation power. It gives you power to play the tax game. So within Trevorium, we have so many deductions that we can take advantage of. When you become a partner, we have a $80 annual fee for your website that is tax deductible. If you are still paying a monthly, no worries. That is tax deductible. You are writing that off on your taxes, you guys. If you, as he stated, if you're using your vehicle, you can choose the actual expenses or the mileage you get with your tax professional. They will help you to see which one is the better option for you. If you are incurring bank fees, you're using a bank account and you are incurring any type of bank fees, that is tax deductible. Guess what, you all? When we are taking these fabulous trips, even though we are getting the best prices on the planet, whatever price you get, it is tax deductible. This is our business. We are in the business of travel. So if you are your airfare, your plane ticket, your lodging, if you have to do a rental car, if you are doing an Uber, all these things are tax deductible. Things that we do every day. Now, guess what? Your device, your phone is tax deductible because a lot of us are using our phone to conduct business with. We're using our phone to talk to people. We're using our phone to tell people about this incredible opportunity, right? Your electricity, we are all on our internet, right? You're on the internet. It takes electricity to run this internet. These things are now tax deductible because you have a home-based business. You are now changing your ordinary liabilities into tax deductible assets.
All right, we're going to end it right there. Coach Tanya, I'm going to have you to close it out for us, baby girl. There's no faith leaders call tonight. I want you to be aware of that. No faith leaders call tonight. We do have the corporate call. I want to thank everybody for chiming in. First Lady Marianne, we see you in the building. Asa Cameron, I hope I'm saying it right. God bless you. Thanks for chiming in. And we got Anthony Montgomery is in the building, y'all. Oh, yeah. Thank you for chiming in.
We
and
also
Gloria,
got, go ahead. I seen some people chiming in on Instagram. We got Stanley B chiming in on the Instagram. Thanks for chiming in, sir. Need to talk.
Yes. All right. Well, listen, I'm gone. Got a lot going on behind the scenes, but I wanted to make sure I stayed to the task. We're not concerned about getting, we're not getting anybody. We're helping people. And if you can't see that, we don't want to work with you anyway. We are those who add value. If we can't add value, we don't even want to be associated. That's just how it is. Iron sharpens iron. If we can help you, if we can assist you, if we can help you to launch what we've already been successfully doing, we can't do that. I don't know what to tell you. Take it away for us, baby.
Yes. All I'm gonna say, y'all heard and seen the information for yourselves. We don't have our faith leaders call, but we do have a corporate Zoom at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock Pacific. I don't know what the time it is, but you need to get plugged in with the person that invited you so you can get this information. Listen, this has been a blessing to my mental health as well as my financial health. Hey, we have residual monthly bills that we have to pay come rain, sleet, or snow. It just makes sense. Just makes sense to have residual income, and we have it. We have the bee's knees right here. So get back to the person that invited you and share this with you and say, what is going on? What is it that you have? It's Travorium. We're going to see you next time, but we're trying to get you to the beaches, the banks, but let's get you to both. See you next time. Good night, everybody.